And you need to, and I know you got to fight the urge. When you want to rip the ball, you just get so tense.
Yeah.
You really have to loosen up the grip, have some free waggles, so you're really feeling the club head.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Kerrod here on the range today at Raptor Bay Golf Club in Southwest Florida, standing next to Erica Stoner today. She is a Golf Digest Best in State coach and also a long drive tour player. Today we're going to be talking all about how to increase your overall distance. You certainly don't want to miss out on this one, so stay tuned. This video is really going to help.
So to crank this one a little bit more, I'm going to have a little bit more of an increase with my shoulder turn and then really just press off the ground and swing with abandonment.
I love it.
That's what's happening.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it.
And I'm actually going to get a little mad.
Okay, great. Nothing like a little bit of aggression
just
back into
a little bit of aggression.
Back into the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. So what's your club head speed at the moment?
I would say it's about 107.
Okay, 107.
Because I was training to get into long drive for a little bit.
Okay.
And I got it up to 110. Through that process, got a little bit too much into it. And I actually strained my SC joint, AC joint.
Okay.
I've overcome this collarbone injury for about a year. So I kind of just simmered down with that goal. But through that training, I've been much faster than I was in the past. I used to be about 99, 100.
Yeah. So you used to play professional golf?
Yes.
Yeah. And when you were playing professional, you're at about 99, is it?
About 98 when I was
98,
playing.
Yeah. So what did you try and do differently from when you were playing professional golf? And let's say the objective there is to hit more fairways to now when you're trying to create more speed up to the level where you think that, okay, any more I might injure myself. What have you implemented into your golf swing to get that more speed?
So I would say how I have implemented the speed is through exercise and through speed training away from the golf course.
Okay, yep.
So I like to do things resistance training, so whether it be swinging a swing spin or a really, really heavy club.
Okay.
And then immediately go to swinging something really light, whether it be a shaft or an alignment stick.
Yeah, wow.
Because then your body can feel what fast feels like. I think it's hard to generate speed when you don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
So once you know that sensation and you realize that you're capable of doing it, I think it's easier to replicate with the driver.
It's definitely one of those things because coaching a lot of players and they always come and they go, okay, so how do I create more speed? Do I just literally just need to learn how to swing the golf club faster? And yes, that's correct. But then most take it too literally and they go, well, I'm just going to use the one club and just try and swing it faster and faster and faster. But there's specific training protocols relative to a few systems out of there. But at the end of the day, it revolves around changing the weight of the object and just trying to hit it as far as you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So a part of that, not only learning how to swing the object faster, it's about how you move your body and how you apply pressure into the ground, right?
Yes.
So there's certain step drills.
Yes.
Do you do them?
I do step drills. I do the wind up like a baseball swing, step in with the lead foot.
Great.
Really feeling like you are engaging and initiating with the lower body and using the ground.
Yeah.
And I was a competitive player, so I was worried about increasing my speed at the detriment of my mechanics. It's something I was worried about, something that a lot of my clients who I'm teaching are worried about. So that's why I like them. I'm not going to have them come to the lesson tee and say, I want to work on my speed. And I'm like, okay, let's wail on drives. I think that's the worst thing that you can do. So I think to preserve mechanics, you implement certain exercises, whether it's more explosive, dynamic motions, where you're using the fast twitch muscle fibers into your workouts, working on that speed at home with the resistance, with swinging something light. Then you get to the golf course, and then you're just going to be inherently faster because you've built that speed. You know what fast feels like. And whenever you're over the ball hitting your normal shots, you can still be technically sound, but you're going to be stronger.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. So what I want you to do is I want you to show me the step drill. And let's do some practice swings before we hit one. So show me the step drill of you going through the motion. Kind of talk us through it as you do it.
Okay, let me see. I got a couple of them. So my step drill would be, I got the ball a little bit more forward in my stance. Whenever I'm setting up, I'll take my normal stance.
Okay. So ball is outside the front foot there?
Yes, ball is outside the front of my left foot. I assume my normal stance just so I have a reference point.
Yep, yep.
And then I will take my lead foot, my left foot, and I'll put it back closer to my right foot.
Okay, so we've got about a comfortable club head distance in between.
Yes. And then from here, I'm no longer setting up to the golf ball.
Sure.
I'm setting up right in front of me, and I'm going to be loading up onto my trail side and then stepping in and unleashing with abandonment.
Okay, so let's scoot on the inside a little bit, and what I want you to do is do some practice or air swings of doing that, just so we can see it without a ball first.
Okay, so I'd be about right up in here, move back to here, stance is narrow, I'm winding up.
Great. So, and the thing I like about that as a coach as well, looking at the mechanics of the swing, what we actually find when players try and increase their distance, they also improve their accuracy. And a lot of it goes hand in hand. Now, within reason, what we would see is the players would become less accurate as such, is because they're not moving as efficiently in regards to the sequence. So let's talk about when to step and when to swing.
Okay.
Because that's important as well, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay. So here.
Good.
Right in there. Now, I do it a couple different ways. So for me, when I'm doing it here, I do this for myself so I don't overdo my shifting to my right side, just for my mechanics as a player. But I would actually recommend you starting with your stance, assuming more of your golf posture, not starting narrow. So then you can wind up and go.
Yeah, so
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so now you have
so
more of a dynamic pressure shift.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we generally see with driver players is they'll start with their weight about 50-50, right? Irons is usually a little bit more weight on the lead side. And then there'll be a bit of a shift or a shuffle before they take the golf club away. So you look at the long drivers and you'll see these guys standing there and doing these movements like that. So what they're doing is they're making sure that they're shifting their pressure between their feet, which actually allows them and gives them the freedom to create that big turn at the top.
Yes.
Yeah. So would you say the first drill that you showed us is maybe for someone who already knows really how to create some speed? They're looking for a little bit more. So it's like a level 2 drill?
It's a level 2 drill. I got ahead of myself there. Because the huge part with gaining the speed or really having any dynamic motion with the swing is having pressure on the lead side first, maybe to have that energy to then shift. So we need that action.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so let's pump one down there and let's see how it comes out for us.
All right. With the drill?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I got ball forward with this drill and I'm always moving a little bit. I've got some dynamic motion. And then to explain it real quick, as I'm going and taking my club back, I'm lifting my lead foot into my transition, planting, unleashing.
Now, notice how she plants her foot before she swings down, right?
Yes.
So that right there creates what's called a dynamic stretch. And the difference between the shift and movement of the foot planting and then the unwinding creates the maximum efficiency to create power and speed, all right?
Yes.
So let's put it all together. Let's smash one down there.
So, balls forward.
Awesome. Fantastic. And this is the sort of thing you can just practice over and over and over again. You'll find after 3 or 4 swings, you really start to find a groove, don't you?
Yes.
Right? And you start to go, okay, well, that's what it should feel like. And you actually feel, even though you're creating more speed, and usually you'd have some sort of measurement device behind that would be telling you how fast it is, you'll start to feel the easier it becomes after the point of that 3rd or 4th swing. You go, well, that felt easier, but my swing speed went up.
Right.
And when players do this for the first couple of times, what they'll generally find is that they might struggle with their contact a little bit, or it might feel awkward. But by simply going through an exercise such as this, they learn how to move the body better, they learn how to sequence the body, the arms, and the club better, and then they get more distance as an effect. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So let's say that is a version of the drill. Now, for anyone looking to create some improvement in their golf swing speed as such and get some more distance, What are some keys that they can do in their setup before they hit a shot? Let's say they're training for speed specifically here. What are some keys that they can do in their setup with their feet and their hands and their wrists before they even take the golf club away? So their little pre-shot routine as such.
Okay. So I would say to increase some speed, for sure, you need to be having some dynamic movement in the setup.
Oh yeah.
And you need to, and I know you got to fight the urge when you want to rip the ball, you just get so tense.
Yeah.
You really have to loosen up the grip, have some free waggles, so you're really feeling the club head.
So you do this when you're training?
Absolutely.
Great.
And I do this with honestly all my clubs, so I'm staying loose.
Yeah.
But especially with the driver, I think less is more in terms of tension.
Correct.
So we need to have nice and light with the grip pressure, always have the club head moving a little bit. And you're just rocking back and forth a little bit with your feet so you can have a sensation of that dynamic movement and that kinetic force of how you're using the ground in your body.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And just alluding back to what I was talking about earlier, this is what you see if these guys are watching the World Long Drive Championships. They're all doing that, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So this has been fantastic in understanding how to move in a more efficient manner, both in the setup and throughout the motion. A great little step drill for players to work on there as well. The last couple of shots, I just want to watch you just try and hit the ball as far as you possibly can. Let's have a look.
Okay, all right.
So do what you'd normally do if you're entering competition. You're trying to hit it as far as you can, a bit of a waggle, bit of a movement. Let's crush it out there.
All right.
And like we were saying, is the harder you try and hit it, right? That just went dead straight over our target. I don't think that could have been any more perfect than what we wanted. So one last, I reckon we can put a little bit more energy into it.
All right.
I want to see the max you've got.
All right, now the max I got, you'll see with my drill, it's the hover drill.
Okay.
All right. So the hover drill, I'm assuming my normal setup. I've got the club head slightly above the golf ball, and I'm just letting the club head pass my hands, past the golf ball, and then I'm wiggling this back and through. So I'm creating this motion. There's a little pressure shift from each side of my lead side to my trail side. I'm getting comfortable with it. 2.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go, guys. A couple of great tips from Erica talking all about how to improve your distance. It's all about learning how to use the ground better and move your body better. Some step drills, some understandings of what you need to do in the setup to encourage that tension-free golf swing that's going to deliver the best bang for your buck in regards to swing speed and overall distance. Erica, thanks very much. Great job.